Morning to one and all. In this class, we are going to discuss about introduction to economics of power generations and the factors affect the cost of generation. Economics of power generation. The art of determining the per unit cost of production of electrical energy is known as economics of power generation. The cost of generation mainly depends on cost of land, cost of equipment and depreciation, cost of fuel, cost of maintenance, cost of interest for banks. What is meant by a load? Any equipment that consumes electrical energy is called as a load. It is expressed in kilowatts. There are generally different types of loads: domestic load, commercial load, industrial load, municipal load, irrigation load, and traction load. Domestic load means whatever we are using in household purposes, it comes under domestic load. Commercial loads comes under shops, malls, everything comes under commercial load. Industrial mean industries are having separate line to their own industry, and the load which is there in industry is called as industrial load. And municipal load comes under lighting of streets, everything comes under municipal load. Irrigation means the motors which are used in the fields, and the farmers will get some concession from the governments for free electricity is called as an irrigation. All those roads comes under irrigation load. Traction load means the railway department is having their own separate traction load, separate line for their purpose, which is taking power directly from the grid, and that line, that load is called as a traction load. And before going to discuss about cost of generations, we need to know some of the factors which will be very useful in finding the cost of generation. Connected load. It is the sum of continuous ratings of the equipments connected to the supply system. Say for example, I am considering here a small power plant which is connected to my home, and dedicatedly it is supplying power to my home. So in my home, I have a tube light, fan, sound system, and computer which consumes a power of tube light consumes a power of 20 watts, and there are two tube lights in my home. The two fans, five fans are connected in my home, which consists of 50 watts each, and sound system, one sound system which is having the power rating of 100 watts, and one computer which is having the power rating of 90 watts. If I add all the power ratings of my whole equipment, it comes under 500 watts or zero point 0.5 mega, zero point 0.5 kilowatts. This is called as a connected load. Whether I am using this equipment or not, I have connected to plug all these equipments. So it is called as a connected load. Maximum demand. It is the greatest demand of load on the power station during a given period. It is used to decide generating station capacity. Say I'm considering same my home, and I'm considering as a max what is the loads at what time I'm switching on the loads, everything I'm mentioning here. Here I have I'm dividing total day into four slots from 12 to 6 a.m., 6 a.m. to 12 p.m., 12 p.m. to 6 p.m., and 6 p.m. to 12 p.m. These are the four categories what I have divided the whole time. Generally, in power plants, every hour they will take maximum demand. Every hour they will record what is the maximum demand on that 1 hour. So, but because of simplicity, I have taken only four slots. In the 12 to 6 a.m. slot, I am using two tube lights and one fan, and remaining times in such a way I am utilizing I am switching on the equipment in my home. So in first slot, I have an usage of 90 watts. 90 watts load I have switched on. 250 watts. Third slot 350 watts, and fourth slot 110 watts. But thing is here we need to find maximum demand. Maximum demand on power station is there on third slot, and its value is 350. So therefore maximum demand is equal to 350 watts, which is 0.35 kilowatts. And demand factor, out of connected load, how much demand the consumers are having, this is called as a demand factor, which gives you demand factor is equal to maximum demand divided by connected load, gives you demand factor. This is the connected load what I have connected to the power plant, as well as the maximum demand on the day. Therefore this gives you demand factor, or the demand it is getting from loads on the power plant is called as a demand factor. Maximum is 70%. So 70% of demand only it is giving to a power plant is getting. And average load. Average load, the average of loads occurring on power station is given by again a given period, month or year, is known as average load or average demand. Daily average load is equal to number of units kWh generated in a day divided by 24 hours. The average load is there in kilowatts. Units of average load is kilowatts. But here number of units generated is kilowatt hours. This 1 kilowatt hour is equal to 1 unit. Generally, in home will say 1 unit. 1 unit means 1 kilowatt hour divided by 24 hours. This time and this time is same and it will be cancelled, and finally the resultant is kilowatts. So average load is always there in kilowatts. Average load is equal to number of units generated in a day divided by 24 hours. Say for example, it is a monthly thing, monthly 24 hours into 30 days. If it is a yearly thing, 24 into 30 into 365 days. Total gives you yearly average load. And load factor. Next one is load factor. The ratio of average load to maximum demand during a given time, given period is known as load factor. Load factor is equal to average load by maximum demand. Maximum demand is always greater than average load. Therefore, load factor is always less than 1. But thing is, desirable thing to get is always load factor is near to 1. It will be a desirable thing for an power plant. The desirable thing for power plant to get maximum output. And same thing, load factor is equal to, we can write it is in different form, average load into time divided by maximum demand into time. That is equal to average load into time gives you average load into here, average load, daily average load into time gives you number of units generated in a day divided by maximum demand into T hours. Sometimes in problems they may ask load factor directly, so that time you need to find if information is given in units generated in T hours, then directly you can substitute and you can do the problem. Diversity factor, the ratio of sum of individual maximum demands to the maximum demand on power station is known as diversity factor. Sum of individual maximum demands by maximum demand on power station. And plant capacity factor, what is the power generated by plant divided by what power it can generate in all 365 days. This ratio is known as plant capacity factor. You see here actual energy produced. So for example, out of 1 year, it has produced some X units, and what energy it can generate? It can generate more than what it is generated. So here average demand into time, always we know from previous formula that actual energy generated is average demand into time divided by what energy it can generate is plant capacity into time. Total plant capacity out of this own capacity into time gives you maximum power what it can generate. So plant capacity into time gives you what energy it can generate in a year. So this T and T cancels, and final resultant is average demand by plant capacity. And another term we need to specify here, reserve capacity. Reserve capacity is equal to plant capacity minus maximum demand. Plant capacity may be a 100 megawatt plant is having plant capacity itself 100 megawatts, but it won't have maximum. It won't. We won't load the power plant to its to 100 megawatts. Maximum we load that power plant to 70 megawatts. So maximum demand is 70 megawatts. So 100 minus 70 gives you 30 megawatts, that is reserve capacity. It can be used further in future but not now. So reserve capacity, always when you plan a power plant, will make reserve capacity to 30 to 40% at least, so that in coming days in future, if any extension of this power supply may happens, and the load on power station may suddenly increase, so we will always maintain a reserve capacity. 20 to 30% generally will maintain. And plant use factor. Next one, same like plant capacity factor, only difference is here we are using instead of time 8760. Whether plant is operated for 365 days or not, we'll use time as a 365 days into 24, 8760 hours we can use here. But here, if the plant is shut down for 10 or 15 days, 10 into 24, the 240 need to be subtracted from 8760 hours and need to be substituted here, so that the plant use factor will obtain. So only difference is in terms of T, we can change, we will have some change. So plant is used for those many days, we have to find the factor for those many days. That's what plant use factor. utilization factor. It is the ratio of maximum demand to the plant capacity is known as utilization factor. These are the factors you need to know before going to do the problems. And load curves. It is very, very important to know what is the load curve and load duration curve. Load curve, it is the curve drawn between load and time in a day. Here load is in megawatts and time is in hours. Therefore, at 12 o'clock you have less than 2 during 6 p.m. you have a maximum demand here which gives you 6 megawatts out of 10 megawatts plant. This is a 10 megawatt plant load curve. Maximum demand on power station is, you can see here, total peak 6 megawatts is an maximum demand of power station. So directly by seeing the load curve itself, we can say maximum demand on power station. And the thing is, area under the load curve. Area means you see this x-axis, y-axis megawatts into this is hours. So area under the curve units are megawatt hours or kilowatt hours. You can express in anything. Kilowatt hours or megawatt hours, which gives you units generated in a day, total 24 hours. So area from this one, we can conclude that area under the load curve gives you the total number of units generated in a day. And thing is, if you want average demand means average load means you have to add average load means area under the load curve divided by 24 hours gives you average load, as well as load factor. Load factor means average load by maximum demand. Average load is already we got from here, and divided by maximum demand is we already know. Therefore, we can find average load, maximum demand, number of units generated, load factor from load curves. And also sometimes load curves can be load factor can be expressed in different way. Average load into time by maximum demand into time. Average load into time gives you area under the daily load curve, as well as total maximum demand into 24 hours. Maximum demand into 24 times 24 hours gives you total area of rectangle in which the load curve is contained. This one, all this rectangle gives you maximum denominator. Therefore, load factor we can find easily. So what is the advantage of load curve is we can select the size of generating units. Say for example, load on the power station varies, and daily it will varies. If you have information of load curves, we can decide at what time the coming load is, what is the magnitude of load it is coming in future. So based on that, we can decide operation schedule as well as size of generated watt it has to run for what time. Similarly, load duration curve. Load duration curve derived from load curve, and it is similar to load curve. Say for example, this is a load curve. Time and megawatts it has given as a load curve. You see here from 8 to 6. Here 8 to 6 you have load of 20. In load duration curve, what is load duration curve is in order to get what is the time of maximum load, we need to draw an load curve. Here 8 to 16, 8 hours you have load of 20 megawatts. You see 0 to 8, 8 hours, total span is 8 hours, 20 megawatts you have. And next highest load is 15 megawatts. 15 megawatts for what time? 15 megawatts is there for 4 to 8 means 4 hours. So 8 to 12 span gives you 4 hours. That 4 hours the load is 15 hours, 15 megawatts. In the same way, in the descending order, what is the maximum load? We need to first plot in the load duration curve, and next highest maximum demand you need to plot next. In the same way, in the descending order, we need to plot the maximum loads on power station, so that which gives you a readable thing to the operator. Easily he can understand what is the maximum load on power station, and it stands for how much time. Everything, the information readable form we are converting, but thing is the area under the curve remains the same. So even if you are given with load duration curve, number of units generated per a day can be same as load curve. We can define average demand as well as maximum demand. Everything we can get from load duration curve. But thing is, we are rearranged the load durations in such a way that maximum demand of power station will be plotted first, and next descending order will be in the next range. And next we are coming to base load and peak load power plants. Base load on power station means the unvarying load which is there from 0 to 24 hours in a day is called as base load. So for example, here 0 to 24 hours we have a load curve. This pink color shows a load curve. But here up to 20 megawatts, it is 20 megawatts of load always there from 0 to 24 hours. This is called as a base load. Whether power system at any time given time it is there 20 minimum. So it is called as a base load. The most efficient generator in a power station always run for our most efficient power plant will be used for base load, because it is always there means maximum capacity we have to generate maximum energy during base load. So base load will be maximum efficient plant we can use. And peak loads means these here it is showing very big peaks here, but sometime generally in a load curve it will be there, it stands for very less time. So in that time if you are able to run for a small unit, very cheap economical thing, if you are operating for those small times, no need of putting much higher configuration generators here. So therefore we need to find in a given power plant what is the peak load, what is the base load. These things to be known before planning a power plant. Thanks for one and all. Okay.
In the last video, we have discussed about economics of power generation and some of the factors which will be useful in finding tariff in a power industry. In this video, we are going to discuss about 5 problems. The first problem is the maximum demand on a station is 150 kilowatts and annual load factor is 50%. Calculate the energy generated in a year. So for example, per year, if you, when you want to calculate number of hours in a year, that is equal to C 365 into 24 is equal to 8760 hours per year. Here, in a given data, maximum demand is given and load factor is given. We need to find out energy generated in a year. So for example, the formula for energy generated in year we have discussed in the previous video about energy generated in year is equal to maximum demand into load factor into 8760 hours in a year. That is equal to maximum demand into load factor into hours in a year. 150 maximum demand is 150 here and load factor is 0.5 and number of hours in a year 8760 total these many kilowatt hours. Here the maximum demand is given in 150 kilowatts. So I'm using directly 150 here. Say for example, if it is given in megawatts, you need to multiply with 10 power 3 because here we are expressing the number of units generated in a year in kilowatt hours. That's what we are expressing. 150 directly, we are taking 150 directly from kilowatts. The second problem is a power station is to supply peak loads of 10,000 kilowatts, 8,000 kilowatts and 7,600 kilowatts. The diversity factor is 1.5 and average load factor is 0.6. Load factor is given as well as diversity factor is given and sum of individual maximum demands. Individual maximum demands are given 10,000, 8,000 and 7,600 kilowatts. Maximum demand. Here the question is we need to find maximum demand on the station and energy supplied by the power station. Here diversity factor is equal to, we know the formula from previous video, diversity factor is equal to 1.5 given, that is equal to sum of individual maximum demands divided by maximum demand on power station. The individual maximum demands are given, diversity factor is given, load factor is given, energy generated in a year as well as maximum demand we need to find. Formulas are diversity factor is equal to sum of individual maximum demands divided by maximum demand on power station. This formula already we know in the last video. Maximum demand is equal to diversity factor is already given 1.5, therefore 1.5 is equal to sum of individual maximum demands is 10,000 plus 8,000 plus 7,600. divided by maximum demand. This maximum demand, I am taking this to this side, and this maximum demand is equal to this by 1.5, that is equal to 17,000 kilowatts. From diversity factor, I have found maximum demand. In the next line, what he asked is energy supplied by the station. Energy supplied by the station is equal to maximum demand into maximum demand already we have derived from previous formula into load factor already given in the data, and hours in a year. Hours in a year are 8760 from the previous problem we know. So finally energy generated in a these many kilowatt hours. Kilowatt hour is nothing but an unit. While we move on to next problem, a power station has a connected load of 50 megawatts and maximum demand of 25 megawatts. Units generated by plant are 6 into 10 power 6 units per annum. Annum means year. Calculate demand factor and load factor. Here connected given data is connected load is given 50 megawatts as well as maximum demand is given 25 megawatts. Units generated in a plant are and also number of units generated in a year are given. Demand factor is equal to maximum demand divided by connected load. We know the formula. So from here we can find out here demand factor is we need demand factor. So maximum demand is already given in the formula in the problem divided by connected load. That gives you demand factor, as well as load factor is equal to number of units generated divided by maximum demand into time. Here also number of units given, number of units in a year given, the maximum demand is given divided by hours in a year. This will give you a load factor. A load factor is in this case 0.2739 and demand factor is 0.5. The next problem, a power station uh, has a maximum demand of 20,000 kilowatts. Annual load factor is 50,000. Plant capacity factor is 40%. Determine reserve capacity. Reserve capacity, the formula for reserve capacity is equal to plant capacity minus maximum demand. Maximum demand already given in the data. So we need to find plant capacity. Plant capacity here plant capacity factor is given 40%. Plant capacity factor is equal to number of units generated in a year divided by plant capacity into number of hours. Therefore, from the data we can find plant capacity. Plant capacity is usually a number of units generated divided by plant capacity factor into 8760. Here plant capacity factor is already given 0.48760. Number of units generated is we have derived from maximum demand. Load factor is given and time also given. Therefore, number of units generated in a year is equal to 87.6 into 10 power 6 units. These many units. So if I substitute these number of units generated in plant capacity factor formula, we'll get number of plant capacity 25,000 kilowatts. Here reserve capacity is equal to plant capacity. I already told you plant capacity is reserve capacity is equal to plant capacity minus maximum demand. Plant capacity is 25,000 kilowatts as well as maximum demand is 20,000. So the plant is having capacity to generate 25,000 kilowatts, but it is operating at maximum load of 20,000. So we have a reserve factor of 5,000 kilowatts. So that it is called as an reserve capacity of a power plant. Next problem. A 100 megawatt power station delivers 100 megawatts for 3 hours, 50 megawatts for 5 hours and shut down for remaining time in a day. It is also shut down for maintenance for 50 days each year. Calculate annual load factor. 50 days in a year we have 365 days. Out of 365 days it is shut down for 50 days. Therefore the plant operates for 315 days in a year into 24 hours. Previously what we did is 365 into 24 hours, 8760 hours we substituted for time. But in this case 50 hours, 50 days completely the plant is shut down. So therefore 315 into 24 hours, that numerical we have to substitute in place of time. That is the difference here. And the power station delivers here given data. Maximum load is 100 megawatts. Here you see 100 megawatt plant, means its maximum capacity is 100 megawatt. In that, it is loaded for 100 megawatts as well as 50 megawatts. Among those two, what is the maximum load? It is 100 megawatts. So maximum load, I have taken it as an 100 megawatts, and it operates for 3 hours. Okay. The thing is, maximum from here, maximum load is 100 megawatts. In this problem, we need to find what is the energy consumed by loads per day, consumed or generated by power plant per day. That each day energy supplied for each day is equal to this 100 megawatts into 3 hours plus, because 1 unit is equal to 1 kilowatt hour. 1 unit is equal to 1 kilowatt hour. These many kilowatts or megawatts for 3 hours. Therefore, 100 into 3 gives you the power transferred, power delivered by, or energy delivered by generating station for this time, for this load. And 50 megawatts for 5 hours. Therefore, 50 into 5 and 100 into 3, both this is the energy supplied by power generating station to loads. This per day. For 365 days, out of 365 days, the plant is operated for 315 days. Therefore, the energy supplied per year is equal to 315 into 315. For this is for each day. That is for 315 days. 315 into this value. 315 into this one gives you 550, it seems. So 550 into 315, that is equal to 173250 megawatt hours. And also what he asked is calculate annual load factor. Annual load factor is equal to number of units generated in a year divided by maximum demand into time. I already told to you time 315 into 24 we have given. Maximum demand is 100 into, because it is given in megawatts. So 100 into 10 power 3, as well as here 173250 megawatt hours. I already told to you megawatt hours in terms of if it is megawatt hours into 10 power 3, we need to multiply. That's what here 3 into 10 power 3. Here 10 power 3 I have multiplied, and finally load factor is 0.229. Thank you.
Good morning to one and all. In the previous video, we have discussed about some of the factors which will affect the economics of power generation, and some of the factors which are really impact the power generation as well as the cost of power generation. In this video, we are going to discuss about some of the problems regarding to those factors. The first problem is a generating station has maximum demand of 25 megawatts, and 25 megawatts, a load factor of 60%, a plant capacity factor of 50%, and plant use factor of 72%. Find the reserve capacity. Actually, from maximum demand and load factor, we can deduce, we can derive the number of daily energy produced or number of units generated in a day. And formula for reserve capacity is plant capacity minus maximum demand. Maximum demand is already given. We need to find plant capacity first to find and reserve capacity of the plant. And the third question is maximum energy that could be produced daily if the plant while running as per schedule or fully loaded. First thing is load factor is equal to the average demand by maximum demand. That is equal to load factor is already given 0.6. That is equal to average demand divided by 25. That gives you average demand is equal to 25 into 0.6. That is 15 megawatts. And plant capacity factor is equal to average demand divided by plant capacity. Plant capacity is equal to average demand by plant capacity factor. That gives you 30 megawatts. Or otherwise, sometimes you can say plant capacity factor is equal to number of units generated divided by number of units that could be generated, or plant capacity into average demand by plant capacity into number of hours of use. Anywhere in the both the ways we can find the plant capacity. Therefore, plant capacity is equal to 30 megawatts and maximum demand is 25 megawatts. Therefore, reserve capacity of the plant is equal to plant capacity 30 megawatts minus 25 megawatts. That is equal to 5 megawatts. That's what it has given in the slide. And daily energy produced, I already told to you, number of units produced in a day is equal to maximum demand into load factor into number of hours in a day, or otherwise average demand. Already we found out from previous formula, average demand into 24, that gives you daily energy produced. And third one is maximum energy that could be produced. So maximum for plant use factor is given. Plant use factor is equal to number of units generated divided by plant capacity into number of hours of use of plant. That also he has given maximum energy that could be produced daily if the plant while running as per schedule. He has asked. So number of hours of use we have to include. That's what here plant use factor I am using. Otherwise, you can use plant capacity factor for finding maximum energy that could be produced. So here plant use factor is equal to number of units generated divided by plant capacity into number of hours of use. Here actual energy, maximum energy that will produce is equal to finally 360 divided by 0.72, that is equal to 500 megawatt hours per day. In the second problem, a power station has the following load cycle. Load cycle is given, and it is time and load. Load curve is always drawn between time and load. 0 to 6 hours, the load is 40. 6 to 10 hours, the load is 50. 10 to 12 hours, the load is 60. 12 to 16 hours, load is 50. 16 to 20 hours, load is 70. 20 to 24 hours, load is 40. Draw the load curve according to based on between the curve is drawn between time and time on x-axis and y-axis megawatts. If you draw the load curve, it will show you the maximum demand. Whatever the data you can grasp from load curve. Here, after drawing load curve, the first question is maximum demand. Without drawing the load curve itself, directly by seeing the given data, we can say maximum demand is 70 megawatts. Directly we can say. And units generated in a load curve. From load curve, how we can find units generated? Area under the load curve itself gives number of units generated per day, because the x-axis is time, y-axis is megawatts. Megawatts into hours under the load curve, area under the load curve. Megawatt hours, which is, we can convert it to kilowatt hours, which is equal to units, which is units generated per day gives. And the average load out of the total area under the curve divided by 24 gives you average load, as well as load factor. Load factor means maximum demand divided by average demand divided by maximum demand. Average demand already we got it from units generated per day divided by 24. And maximum demand is, we already got what is the peak value of load curve. Peak value itself gives a maximum demand. So in this problem, we need to first, he has asked to, given data is asked us to draw load curve first. So load curve is drawn for the given data, 0 to 2 hours, 0 to 6 hours, given 40 megawatts. So 40 megawatts we have drawn here, and 6 to 10, 6 to 10, 6 to 10. What is the value given? 50. So for 50 we have drawn. So finally, the peak of the load curve is 70 megawatts here. It is clearly showing that 70 megawatts. So therefore, maximum demand of the load curve, maximum demand of the station is always the peak point of load curve. Here the peak point of load curve is this one. So it is 70 megawatts. And second question is, units generated per day is area under the load curve. Area under the load curve is equal to, I need to find this area. So subparts I am dividing, I am adding all those areas, will gives you area under the load curve. From 0 to 6 hours, that means 6 hours into, its value is 40 megawatts. 6 into 40 plus this area. 6 to 10 means 4 hours, means 4 into 50. This one is 10 to 12 means 2 hours. 2 hours into 60. In the same way, total part of the load curve we need to find area. So total area is there in megawatt hours. So for example, if I multiply it by 10 power 3, it gives you kilowatt hours. That's what he did here. Into 10 power 3 multiplied. Therefore, it is converted to kilowatt hours, which is equal to units. 40 into 6, 50 into 4, what I said by showing the graph. 60 into 2, 50 into 4, plus 70 into 4, plus 40 into 4. This gives you units generated per day. And I already told to you, units generated per day is equal to number of, this is the what units generated per day, and the average load is equal to number of units generated per day divided by 24 hours. Therefore, number of average load is equal to units generated per day, 12 into 10 power 5 divided by 24 gives you average load. And last one is load factor. Load factor is equal to average load by maximum demand. Maximum demand already we got from a graph, as well as average load is also we derived. Therefore, average load is 50,000 divided by 70 megawatts gives you a load factor. Load factor is always it is less than 1. So it is 0.714. That is equal to 71.4 percentage. Same way you can do any problem related to load curves. And next one, a power station has to meet the following demand. Group A, 200 kilowatts between, there are 4 consumers. Group A, Group B, Group C, Group D, they are divided into 4 groups. And first group, it is having, they are having or otherwise number of consumers connected to Group A comes under one group. Group A, 200 kilowatts between 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. Group B, 100 kilowatts between 6 a.m. and 10 a.m. Group C, 50 kilowatts between 6 a.m. and 10 a.m. Group D, 10 kilowatts between 10 a.m. and 6 a.m. 6 p.m. and then between 6 p.m. and 6 a.m. So before going to draw the load curve, we need to, in a perfect way, we need to identify what are the loads are there between 0 to 24 hours. After drawing also, we need to check, cross check again, because it's very important to draw a load curve here. First thing is I am reframing the data like this. Group A is having 0 to, I am dividing into 5 slots. Here 0 to 6, 6 to 8, 8 to 10, 10 to 18, 18 to 24 hours. I am dividing. 0 to 6 means night 12 to morning 6. 6 a.m. to 8 a.m., 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., 16 to 18 means 6 p.m., 6 p.m. to night 12. So I have divided it into 5 categories. Based on your flexibility, you can divide and you can note the loads, total loads. Here during 0 to 6 hours, night 12 to morning 6, what are the loads present here? You see, this is not present during that slot. This is not present that slot. This is not present during that slot. And this 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. is not present in that slot, and between 6 p.m. to and evening 6 p.m. to morning 6 a.m. Therefore, between 12 to 6, 12 midnight to 6 a.m. definitely this load is there. Therefore, out of these 4 categories, Group D is only there between 0 to 6. So I have to mention here 100 kilowatts. In the next category of 6 to 8 p.m., this is not there. This is there. Therefore, I have to mention here. And this is there 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. means it is there in the slot, so I have to mention here. This is not there, therefore I am not mentioning here. In the same way, 8 to 10 means morning 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. This is there, this is also there, this is also there, and this is not there between that slot. Therefore I have filled first 3 things. And 10 to 18 means morning 10 a.m. to evening 6 p.m. 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. means this is there, this is not there, this is not there, this is there between that slot. In the same way, 18 to 24 hours, we need to verify. These 3 are not there between that slot, and this is there. Therefore, I have mentioned here what are the loads between those slots present. So, total load between 0 to 6 is 100 kilowatts. In the same way, 6 to 8, what are the total loads, total demand on the station? Is between A, B, C, D, who are all there, we have to mention. Here 150 kilowatts is there between 6 to 8. In the same way, 8 to 10, we have 350, 10 to 18, 300, 10, 18 to 24, 100 megawatts, 100 kilowatts. We need to draw here, he has asked us to plot a daily load curve. So if you have this information, you can easily draw load curve between time and kilowatt hour demand. Here time in hours 0 to 24 is given, as well as 0 to some megawatts is some kilowatts. We can draw the graph here. Between 0 to 6, what is the load? 100 kilowatts. Therefore, it is 100 kilowatts between 0 to 6 hours. So this is 6. You think it is an 6, 4, 5, 6. You think it is an 6 between 6 and 6 to 8. What is the load? 150. He has mentioned. In the same way, we need to continue for further information, and we have to draw the load curve. And finally, what is the peak point? Peak point here is maximum demand is 350. Therefore, maximum demand on power station is 350. Number of units generated is area under the load curve. What we discussed in the last problem. The same way we have to continue, and we need to find area under the load curve. That gives you units generated. It is a very easy process. And what is the next problem? Load factor is maximum demand. I already told you. Average load means number of units generated divided by 24 gives you average load. Therefore, average load by maximum demand gives you a load factor. So only thing is diversity factor is remained. What is diversity factor? Sum of individual maximum demands. Sum of individual maximum demands means there are four consumers and their maximum demands are 200 kilowatts, 100 kilowatts, 50 kilowatts, and 100 kilowatts. These are all maximum demands of individual customers. So sum of individual maximum demand of sum of individual maximum demands are 200 kilowatts plus 100 kilowatts plus 50 kilowatts plus 100 kilowatts divided by maximum. Maximum demand is 350. That gives you diversity factor. You see, maximum demand is 350 kilowatts. What I said to you, and sum of individual maximum demands of groups are 200, 100, 50, and 100. That gives you 450 kilowatts. Diversity factor is over sum of individual maximum demands. What I said to you is for 450 divided by maximum demand of station is 350. That gives you 1.286. And second one is units generated is area under the load curve 100 into 6 plus 150 into 2. Total area is 4600. In the previous problem, what we did is into 10 power 3 we did. That is because the data is given in the load is given in megawatts, but here in this problem it has given the load in kilowatts. So directly we can multiply, we can find the area of each block and we can find number of units generated per day. And the average load is total the number of units generated divided by 24 hours. That is equal to 191.7 kilowatts. That is equal to average load factor is equal to, and also average load factor is equal to 191.7, and that means average load divided by maximum demand is 350. That gives you 54.8 percentage. Thank you. Thank you very much. Good morning to one and all. In this class, we are going to discuss about three problems related to economics of power generation. First one is daily demands of three consumers are given below. First one is consumer 1, consumer 2, consumer 3. For a consumer 1, during a day, different loads they are connected between 12 midnight to 8 a.m. There is no load on consumer 1 is having no load, and consumer 1 is having load of 600 watts between 8 a.m. and 2 p.m. and 200 watts between 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. 800 watts between 4 p.m. and 10 p.m. There is no load after 10 p.m. to midnight. Same way, consumer 2 is having 200 watts, no load, 1000 watts, no load, 200 watts. And consumer 3 is having no load, 200 watts, 1200 watts, no load, and 200 watts. Plot the load curve and find. We need to draw a plot curve for load curve for these things and find maximum demand of individual consumers. Maximum demand of individual consumer means, say for example, for consumer 1, it is having maximum load of 800 watts between 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. Therefore, for a consumer 1, load factor is maximum demand is 800 watts. In the same lines, consumer 2 is having maximum demand between 2 to 4 p.m. And its value is 1000 watts. For a consumer 3, it is having maximum demand of 1200 watts between 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. This is the first question. And second question is load factor of individual consumers. Load factor is equal to number of units consumed divided by maximum demand into time. Time is 8760. If it is given as this one day, it is equal to 24 hours. And maximum demand of consumer 1 is 800. And number of units generated is equal to 600 into, there is no load between 12 and 8. So you leave it. 600 watts is there between 8 a.m. and 2 p.m. That is 6 hours. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. Therefore, 600 into 6, because 1 unit means number of units generated is equal to 1 kilowatt hour means 1 kilowatt per hour. So 600 watts into 6 hours plus 200 watts into 2 hours plus 800 watts into 8 with 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. means 6 hours, and there is no remaining time. Therefore, load factor is equal to 600 into 6, 200 into 2, 800 into 6 divided by 800 into 24. That gives you 45.8 load factor of consumer 1. And load factor of consumer 2 is in the same lines. 200 into 8 is load for 8 hours plus 1000 into 2. This is 1000 for 2 hours plus 200 into 2 hours. Midnight 10 p.m. to 12 p.m. means 2 hours. divided by maximum demand on consumer. Maximum demand of consumer 3 is 1200. That is equal to 1224. That gives you 13.8. And for these three loads, we need to draw a load curve. Load curve is drawn between these all loads. And third question is diversity factor. Diversity factor is sum of individual maximum demands divided by maximum demand on power station. From the load curve we can find this is the load curve for power plant. So power plant is having maximum demand of 2400 watts. Therefore, maximum demand of power station is 2400 watts. And sum of individual maximum demands means sum of first one consumer one maximum demand is 800. Second, consumer 2 is 1000 and consumer 3 is 1200 divided by 2400 gives you diversity factor of a power plant. And third one is load factor of the station. Load factor of the station is equal to average demand or number of units generated divided by maximum demand into time. Or otherwise, area under the curve gives you load factor is maximum demand means maximum demand on power station is 2400. The average demand is 2000. All this area divided by 24 hours gives you divided by 24 hours gives you 24 hours gives you maximum load factor. Here load factor is equal to total energy consumed per day divided by simultaneous maximum demand 24 into 100. In any manner we can find 2 or 3 ways we can do the problem. And next one is a power plant has the following load cycle: 6 to 8 20 megawatts, 8 to 12 40 megawatts, 12 to 16 60 megawatts, 16 to 20 20 megawatts, 20 to 24 50 megawatts, 24 to 6 means morning 6 it is 20 hours 20 megawatts. Plot the load curve and load duration curve and calculate energy generated per day. Is the load curve. Load curve is drawn between load and time of day. Here from 0 to 8 hours, the load is 20 megawatts. Here 0 to 8 hours, load is 20 megawatts. And 8 to 12, the load is 0, it seems. We have only given 6, I think, or 0 is taken as a reference then. 8 to 12, it is 40 megawatts. In the same way, 12 to 16, 60 megawatts, 16 to 20, 20 megawatts, 20 to 24, 50 megawatts, and 24 to 6, it is 20 megawatts. Also, same values given for these values. So we have drawn the load curve, and from here maximum demand we can find, as well as here the question is load duration curve also need to be drawn. Load duration curve is first we have to draw maximum demand. Maximum demand on power station 60 megawatts for how many hours? Here 12 to 16 means 6 hours. 12 to 16 means 4 hours. 0 to 4 hours, the maximum demand is 60. So next level is next highest peak is this one. This is drawn between 0 to 20 to 24 means 4 hours. So 4 to 8, the value is 50. The same way, in the descending order, we need to draw a load duration curve, and area under the curve gives you total number of units generated in a day. For this one, 0 to 8 hours, the load is 20. So 8 into 20 plus 4 into 8 to 12 means 4 into 40. The same way we need to find all the areas of all these areas, and finally if you add all these things we'll get area under the curve, that is number of units generated. In the same way, if I find area of load duration curve, the values will be the same. You see, units generated per day, if I calculate for load curve, it is 840 into 10 power 3 units. In the same way, for load duration curve, if I find area, that is 840 into 10 power 3 kilowatt hours, same thing, 840 into 10 power 3 units. The annual load duration curve of certain power station can be considered as a straight line from 20 megawatts to 4 megawatts. To meet this load, 3 turbine generator units, 2 rated at 10 megawatts each and 1 rated at 5 megawatts. So totally 3 units are there. 2 units are 10 megawatts means 10 plus 10, 20 plus 5, 15 megawatts, 25 megawatts. Determine installed capacity. Installed capacity means what are the generators installed in the power plant. So total generator units installed are 25 megawatts. And second question is plant factor and units generated per year. Units generated per year is, you can calculate units generated per year is equal to area under the load duration curve. Load duration curve is drawn between here, it is straight line from 20 megawatts to 4 megawatts. Out of 1 year 0 to 8760, it is load is from 20,000 to 4,000 4,000 kilowatts. It is a straight line has given. So this is the load curve, and area under the load curve means of 1 by 2 into, we have to average these two, 400 4,000 plus 20,000 divided by 2 into 8760. This average into 8760. It will give you area under the load curve, load duration curve. That itself and number of units generated per year. And next one is plant capacity factor. Plant capacity factor is equal to number of units generated per year divided by plant capacity into 8760 hours. Here number of units generated per year is 105.12 into 10 power 6 divided by plant capacity means installed capacity itself and plant capacity, that is equal 25 megawatts. Therefore, divided by 25 megawatts into 8760 will give you plant capacity factor. And also next one is load factor. Load factor is equal to maximum demand divided, average demand divided by maximum demand. Average demand or area under the load curve into load curve divided by maximum demand into time. You can write in that way also. Maximum demand is 20,000 20 megawatts into time is 8760, and number of units generated are this one. So definitely we can find load factor. And utilization factor is maximum demand divided by plant capacity. Maximum demand is 20,000 divided by plant capacity is 25,000. That gives you 0.8 utilization factor, or sometimes you can call it as an 80% of utilization factor. Thank you. Thank you very much. Economics of power generation and tariff, video 5. This video we are going to discuss about tariff and types of tariffs. Economics of power generation. We already discussed in the first video that the art of determining the per unit cost of production of electrical energy is known as economics of power generation. What is meant by interest? Definition of interest is the cost of use of money is known as interest, which we are paying for banks for taking some capital amount from banks to construct a power plant. This is called as an interest. Monthly you will pay, sometimes yearly also you can pay. Depreciation. The decrease in the value of power plant equipment and building due to constant use is known as depreciation. Generally, you lose a bike, you will buy for 100% of cost, and after 1 or 2 years, its cost will be reduced due to your usage. That is called as a depreciation. After 5 years, its cost will be 60% of what amount you bought. Finally, that 40% which we lose is depreciation. The days pass on, after 10 years, its cost will be around 30%, 70% will be comes under depreciation. Remaining 70% you are losing because of depreciation of the vehicle. That is called as a depreciation. Same way, power plant also will buy an equipment and will use for after 10 years, the depreciation will be around 50 or 60%. That we need to be account during the calculation of finding production of electrical energy per unit. Cost of energy. Cost includes fixed cost, semi-fixed cost, and running cost. Fixed cost means which is not variable on generation or something else. It is always fixed. Whether power plant runs or not, it should be there. That is cost of land. Cost of land. Once you put some capital cost on land, it is always there whether generation is there or not. So that is interest on capital cost, as well as high official salaries who are management level and these high level people. We need to give salaries every monthly, even generation occurs or not in the power plant. That is called, that comes under fixed cost. And semi fixed cost. Medium level workers like clerks or officials, which comes under middle level, as well as annual interest and depreciation on capital investment of buildings. All this comes under depreciation, interest on equipment. Everything comes under capital cost of equipment. Everything comes under semi-fixed cost, as well as running cost. Running cost means if generation is more number of operating people are required, so the cost of running cost will be increased. So this depends on number of units generated generated also. So in this running cost, the cost per fuel as well as cost per lubricant, maintenance, repairs, salaries of operators, everything comes under this section, because if number of units generated, as I told to you, if number of units generated increases, all these factors will increase. So always running cost depends on number of units generated, as well as semi-fixed cost depends on maximum demand. If maximum demand on power station is more, you need to buy an high rating equipment, so that you need to put very high capital cost to buy an equipment. So depreciation, once the equipment you are buying, depreciation definitely exists. So high level cost, so more cost equipment you are buying means more depreciation will be there. Or semi fixed cost depends on maximum demand, and also fixed cost always be there, whether generation is there or not. Once you buy and site, and if you start the power plant, this is always there. And tariff, these three factors should be considered while calculating per unit cost. What is meant by tariff? We are paying bill for we are paying amount for electricity boards for giving supply. That is called as a tariff. 1 rupee or 3 rupees per unit we are paying in household purpose. That is called as a tariff. Per unit, how much charge you are applying? The rate at which electricity is supplied to consumer is known as tariff. Objectives of tariff are, it has to recover the amount what you placed for generating that energy, as well as it has to recover the transmission and distribution equipment what they install to transfer electrical power from station to your home. That thing they need to recover, as well as maintenance, operation and maintenance of supply, battery, equipment, billing, everything. For billing also they are spending so much money for taking billing, battery, equipment, everything. And also they should get, for collecting all these things, they should collect some profit from these investments. So these are the objectives of tariff. While calculating, while deciding tariff, these things to be in mind. And desirable caches of a tariff, tariff should get proper returns to utility, as well as fairness should be, say for example, a right, your consumer has to be charged with right amount. They should not be high, or it should not be a low. It should be a fairness should be maintained, as well as simplicity. It should be understandable by a layman also. So simple, it should be simply understandable by everyone, as well as reasonably profit. Anywhere we are doing business, it should be a profitable business. So without getting profit, you are losing something and doing means that is not good. So reasonable profit it has to show the tariff what you decide for a consumer, and it should be attractive. Types of tariff. There are several types of tariffs. However, the following are the commonly used tariffs: simple tariff, simple rate tariff, flat rate tariff, block rate tariff. Simple rate tariff means uh, they they don't bother how many units you have consumed and how you have consumed. Once you consume an unit, it will be charged with some fixed amount. Even that number increases to 1 lakh into multiplication just per unit. Some tariff they have fixed, and for that you need to pay for all the units. That is simple tariff. There is no complexity. It is very simple, and they can be understood by layman also. And flat rate tariff. In this one, consumers are divided into categories. Say, for example, in our system, they are divided into domestic consumer, agricultural, industrial. Like they have divided all consumers into different types. Once they have decided the type, the unit charge will be fixed. So for example, if for household, they are divided into 3 rupees means household purpose, how many units you consume, the cost will be 3 rupees only. This is called as flat rate tariff, block rate tariff. In this tariff, every the number of consumption is divided into blocks. So for example, 0 to 100, they will be charged with 3 rupees, and 101 to 200 units, they will be charged with 3.5 rupees. In the same way, for different blocks, different tariffs will be applicable, and they will collect from consumers. This is called as a block rate tariff. And two-part tariff. In two-part tariff, more than consumption, they will take care of maximum demand. Here you see B into KW plus C into KWH. This KWH means number of units consumed by a consumer. and C is charge per kilowatt hour of energy consumed. So whatever consumption is there, for that we are billing, as well as more than that we are using B into kW. Now kW means maximum demand, charges towards maximum demand. If some, so utility has to take care of these things. Otherwise, what happens is some consumers they will give maximum load at some time, and remaining time they will use very less. So utility has to buy a powerful generator to generate that energy during maximum demand. So definitely, the cost of generation will increase. Therefore, they have to charge. They have to put a tariff such that tariff will be very high. So what they will do is based on maximum demand. They have found one thing that based on maximum demand also they can charge so that the consumer will be using very less maximum demand. Three-part tariff. This one it is divided into three subparts: A plus B into KW plus C into KWH. C into KWH is as similar to two-part tariff for that energy consumption, as well as B into KW is as similar maximum demand charges corresponding to maximum demand, and then A is equal to fixed charges. As domestic customers are charged with some amount, fixed amount, even you on or off, you don't use the meter for 1 month, you'll be charged with some amount, that minimum amount that imitates this A is fixed charge. And maximum demand tariff, it is similar to two-part tariff, but thing is in this one, industries are given with one maximum demand meter, which will record the maximum demand on the maximum demand of possession by the industry during the month. So based on that maximum demand meter reading, they will take the as well as they will take the bill. Power factor tariff. In power factor tariff, there are three types: kVA maximum demand tariff, sliding scale tariff, as well as kW and kVA tariff. kVA maximum demand tariff means, already I told you, maximum demand is always expressed in kilowatts, but here what it is meant by is kVA means kVA reactive power, kVA maximum demand. Based on kVA maximum demand, they will charge the customer. So this is called as kVA maximum demand, because power factor is always inversely proportional to kVA demand. If power factor is less, kVA demand is very high. Therefore, they are not maintaining what it senses is that particular consumer is not maintaining a right power factor equipment. Therefore, they will be penalized with very huge amounts. So that what the industrial people they will do is always continuously they will check maximum demand as well as power factor at what the industry is running, and they will keep on connecting some capacity banks or something else. They will take care, and they will maintain a proper power factor as well as kVA maximum demand or kW maximum demand. Sliding scale tariff, they will fix in this thing, they will fix in a threshold limit of zero 0.8 power factor lagging. If loads are maintaining power factor less than 0.8, they are penalized by some amount. They and if they are maintaining very good power factor so that it is more than 0.8, that is 0.8 means that per extra 0.1 what they are maintaining good power factor is, they will be awarded, as well as they will give some discount to those people. kW and kVA tariff, in this one active as well as reactive power consumption separate meters. They will check the active and reactive power consumptions are by the consumer, and they will be charged according to that. Thank you very much. In this video we are going to discuss about problems on tariff. A consumer has a maximum demand of 200 kilowatts at 40% load factor. If the tariff is rupees 100 per kilowatt of maximum demand plus 10 paisa per kilowatt hour, find the overall cost per kilowatt hour. A consumer has maximum demand of 200 kilowatts at 40% load factor. Maximum demand is given as well as 40% load factor is given. Therefore, we can find number of units consumed in a year can be find out from these two things. Number of units consumed is equal to maximum demand into load factor into number of hours in a year 28760. Therefore, number of units generated is equal to 200 into 0.4 into 8760 hours. That is equal to these many kilowatt hours. The tariff is rupees 100 per kilowatt hour of maximum demand. Here maximum demand is 200 kilowatts into 100 rupees per each kilowatt is equal to 200 into 100 as well as 10 paisa per kilowatt hour. For this thing 10 paisa per 7 lakhs 800 kilowatt hours, 800 units into 10 paisa. That gives you maximum demand charge plus kilowatt hour charge. That is 90,080 rupees. Maximum demand charges plus charge against number of units consumed. Here number of units consumed divided by total charge. Total charge divided by number of units consumed gives you charge per unit. Overall cost per kilowatt hour or overall cost per unit is equal to rupees 90,080 divided by 7 lakhs 800. That gives you 12.85 paisa per unit. This is the cost of generation. Second problem, the maximum demand of consumer is 20 amperes at 220 volts. Generally, maximum demand always it will be given in kilowatts, but here it is given as 20 amperes 220 volts. kW is equal to, from here we need to find kW. kW is equal to Vi cos phi. V is 220, I is 20, and cos phi is not given, so you assume it as an 1. A unity power factor. Therefore, cos phi is equal to 1. 20 into 220 into 1 gives you kW. Our total energy consumption is, and total energy consumption is 8760. Total number of hours in a year is given as total number of units consumed in a year is given as 8760 units. And what the question is, if energy is charged at the rate of 20 paisa per unit for 500 hours use of maximum demand per annum plus 10 paisa per units for additional units. He has clearly given that this maximum demand is there for 500 hours. For that charge is 20 paisa as well as remaining units. Additional units means remaining out of 8760. We need to reduce maximum demand hours and for remaining for that units cost is 20 paisa as well as for remaining units the cost is 10 paisa. Then calculate annual bill. Calculate flat rate. First thing is load factor. From load factor and here maximum demand is equal to 220 into 20 into 1 divided by 1000. That what I said during the problem discussion. That is 4.4 kilowatts. Units consumed in 500 hours is 4.4 into 500. That is equal to 2200 kilowatt hours corresponding to maximum demand. And charge for 2200 kilowatt hours is 0.2 into 2200. That gives you rupees 440 for maximum demand units. Remaining units are 8760 total units minus these maximum units, because here given additional units you need to find separately. Therefore 8760 minus 2200, that gives you 6560 units. Here charges for 6560 units is 10 paisa. So therefore in rupees you can express as 0.1 into 6560, that is equal to rupees 656. So total annual bill is 400 plus 656, that is equal to 1096 rupees total bill. So and second question is annual bill already we find out. And second one is equivalent flat rate. Equivalent flat rate means total amount divided by total number of units consumed. Total amount is 1096 divided by 8760. That gives you 12.5 paisa. This is equivalent flat rate. Whether maximum demand is there or not, they are not considering. Finally, per unit, what is the cost? That is flat rate. The following two tariffs are offered: rupees 100 plus 15 paisa per unit, as well as a flat rate of 30 paisa per unit. At what consumption is first tariff economical? So for example, if my consumption is 10 units, then cost of thing is cost of cost of bill is 100 rupees plus 15 into 10, that gives you 1.5 rupees. Totally 100 plus 1.5 gives you 101.5 rupees In case of second one, 30 into 10 units, that gives you 3 rupees. 3 rupees, 101.5 rupees. Which one is good economical? Second one is economical. In such a way, we need to find, because up to some extent of units consumption, this 100 fixed cost, this 100 will dominate. So we have to cross some threshold limit, so that this has to be economical per unit, because here only 15 pice per unit, this one is 30 pice per unit, but because of this domination of this 100 rupees, this becomes costly for 10 units. So for example, I am using 1000 units, 1100 plus 15 into 1000 means 50, 150 rupees, total amount is 1500. 150 means 650 rupees, 150, 150 rupees plus 100, 250 rupees. Here 300 rupees, 1000 into 30 pies, 300 rupees. Which one is economical? This one is economical. In such a way, we have to find out the threshold limit where this one is economical. So what we can do is 100 plus 15 into x, where x is, we can assume x as x, let x be the number of units consumed. Therefore, 100 plus 15 into x gives you charge for this tariff. Charge in this tariff is equal to 30 into x. That gives you x. So the answer is 667. X is equal to 666.67 units. If your consumption is less than this one, say for example 665 units, then this one is economical. If your consumption is 667 units, which is greater than this limit, then first one is economical. So first one is economical. For according to our question, answer is, if the consumption is 66.67 more than 666.67 units, the first one is economical. A generating station has maximum demand of 50,000 kilowatts. Calculate the cost per unit generated from the following data. Capital cost is given, annual load factor is given. Here from maximum demand and annual load factor, we can find number of units generated. So once number of units generated is there, we can find from capital cost, annual cost of fuel and these things, cost of generation for these many units you can find. From that each unit, cost per each unit you can find out. First one is unit generated, these many kilowatt hours. And second one, here annual cost of fuel and oil. Interest and depreciation 12% of capital cost, 95 into 10 power 6 into 12% means 0.12, that gives you rupees 11.4 into 10 power 6 rupees. Then well, coming to running charges, annual running charges. Annual running charges are two categories he has given: tax, wages and salaries, as well as fuel cost. Fuel cost is 9 into 10 power 6 plus tax and wages are 7.5 into 10 power 6. This gives you running charges. The annual charges, total annual charges are sum of these two, fixed and running charges. That is equal to 27.9 into 10 power 6 rupees. So this is the amount spent against generation of these many units. Therefore, cost per unit is equal to this amount 27.9 into 10 power 6 divided by number of units generated. That is equal to 17.52 into 10 power 7. Therefore, it gives you rupees 0.16 or 16 paisa per unit generation. The next question, the generating station has an installed capacity of 50,000 kilowatts and delivers 220 into 10 power 6 units per annum. Number of units installed capacity, maximum capacity is 50,000 kilowatts given, as well as number of units generated given. If the annual fixed charges are 160 per kilowatt hour installed capacity and running charges are 4 paisa per kilowatt hour, determine the cost per unit generated. Here 50,000 kilowatts is installed and fixed charges are 160 per kilowatt hour, means 50,000 into 160 gives you the annual fixed charges and number of units generated. Annual charges are 0.4 paisa. So therefore, annual running charges are 0.04 into 220 into 10 for 6, this number of units, that is equal to 88 into 10 for 5. These many rupees spent for annual charges. Total annual charges is equal to fixed charges, we already know, we already calculated, plus running charges. This gives you total charges. Cost per unit is equal to 168, this one, total annual charges divided by number of units generated, that gives you 7.64 paisa. Thank you. Thank you, one and all. Good morning to one and all. In this video, we'll discuss problems from 17 to 41. First problem is, a generating plant has a maximum capacity of 100 kilowatts and costs 1,60,000. The annual fixed charges are 12%, consisting of 5% interest, 5% depreciation, and 2% taxes. Find the fixed charges per kilowatt hour if the load factor is 100%, if the load factor is 50%. Say for example, here maximum capacity is 100 kilowatts, and fixed charges are 1,60,000 given, and load factor is 100%. Say for example, in the first case, if I take 100% of the load factor, and maximum capacity can be taken as maximum demand. From these two data, we can derive number of units consumed by the plant. That is equal to number of units consumed by plant is equal to maximum demand into, here you see here where pointer is moving, maximum demand into load factor into number of hours in a day, that in a year, 8760 hours, that gives you 8,76,000 units is generated according to this 100% load factor as well as maximum demand of 100 kilowatts. Now the question is, annual fixed charges out of 1,60,000, 1,60,000 rupees, interest and depreciation and taxes are total is 12%, and all this 12% comes under fixed charges. Every year fixed charges. Therefore, 12% is equal to 12% of 1,60,000 is equal to 1,60,000 into 0.12. That gives 19,200 rupees. All these are annual fixed charges. And while coming to fixed charges per kilowatt hour is equal to fixed charges divided by number of units. Fixed charges are already we have derived, as well as number of units we came to know from maximum demand as well as load factor. Therefore, total fixed charges rupees divided by number of units gives you rupees 0.0219. When I convert it to paisa, it is equal to 2.19 paisa per unit fixed charges are. When load factor is 50%, same thing I can do by replacing 1 with 0.5. Then the fixed charges per kilowatt hour are 4.38 pies. The intention of asking this question is, when load factor is decreased to 50%, what will be the, many times in gate examinations the question is asked like this: if the load factor is reduced to 50%, what happened to fixed charges? It will get doubled. Fixed charges are corresponding to maximum demand. Maximum demand inversely proportional to load factor. So definitely load factor decreases, maximum demand increases. So maximum demand once increases, we have to buy a very big equipment to satisfy this maximum demand. So fixed cost will keep on increasing by decreasing load factor. The next problem, estimate the generating cost per kilowatt hour delivered from a generating station from the following data. Plant capacity is given 50 megawatts, annual load factor is 40%, capital cost is 1.2 crores, annual cost of wages is and taxation is rupees 4 lakhs, cost of fuel, lubrication, maintenance, etc. is equal to 1 paisa per kilowatt hour generated, interest 5% per annum, depreciation is 6% per annum of initial value. Here capital cost is given as 1.2 crores. 1.2 crores, when I convert to rupees, 120 into 10 power 5, 120 is equal to lakhs. 120 lakhs into 10 power 5 means rupees. So capital cost is equal to 120 lakhs, 120 into 10 power 5 rupees, and out of that amount here given 6%, 5%, and 6% are given for 5%, 6% given for interest and depreciation. So all this amount comes under fixed cost. Therefore, out of 120 into 10 power 5 into 11% means 0.11. That gives you fixed charges per fixed charges of the plant. See, annual depreciation is 120 into 10 power 5. All this comes under 13.2 into 10 power 5 into 5 plus 6 means 11 by 100. What I said is 0.11. Both the things are same. And wages and taxation are already given 4 lakhs. So 4 into 10 power 5, as well as annual fixed charges are both combination of both the things, that is equal to 17.2 into 10 power 5 gives you annual fixed charges. And from load factor and maximum demand, you can take this as a maximum demand and load factor. So number of units generated in a year is equal to maximum demand. What it is 50 into 10 power 3 into load factor into number of hours in a year, 8760. That gives you number of units generated in a year. So cost of fuel, lubrication, etc. is running cost. It always depends on number of units generated. So it is equal to 1750 into 10 power 5, which is number of units generated into, for each unit 1 paisa. 1 paisa, if I convert to rupees, 0.01. That is equal to 17.5 into 10 power 5. These all comes under running charges. Therefore, total charges is equal to fixed charges, annual fixed charges plus annual running charges. That is equal to rupees 34.72 into 10 power 5. Then cost per unit per kilowatt hour generated is equal to, or cost per unit is equal to the total amount annual charges of fixed as well as running divided by number of units generated. That is equal to rupees 0.02. That is equal to, if I convert to paisa, it is equal to 2 paisa. A generating, in the next problem, a generating station has the following data: installed capacity is equal to 300 megawatts, capacity factor is equal to 50, annual load factor is equal to 60, annual cost of fuel, oil, etc. Annual cost of fuel, this is the running cost, as well as capital cost is rupees 10 power 9. Annual interest and depreciation is 10%. 10 percentage of this capital cost, annual interest and depreciation 10% means 0.1 into 10 power 9 will give you fixed charges, as well as running charges are 9 into 10 power 7. And load factor is given, capacity factor is given, installed capacity is given. Installed capacity is nothing but plant capacity, that is 300 megawatts. And also capacity factor is equal to number of units generated divided by maximum demand into time. And also load factor is equal to average or number of units generated divided by maximum demand into time, which gives you where number of units generated, number of here capital cost, capital factor is equal to number of units generated divided by installed capacity into time, or otherwise average demand by installed capacity. Here number of units generated in a year divided by maximum demand to time, or average demand by maximum demand. Here average demand gets cancelled if I divide CF1 equation 1 by 2, CF by LF, capacity factor divided by load factor is equal to install maximum demand, sorry, average demand divided by maximum demand divided by installed capacity. From here we can derive maximum demand. Maximum demand is equal to installed capacity into capacity factor divided by load factor. Here all the terms are known except maximum demand. Therefore, maximum demand can be derived here. Maximum demand is equal to 250 megawatts. Therefore, reserve capacity, we already came to know that reserve capacity is equal to plant capacity minus maximum demand. Maximum demand is already we derived, as well as plant capacity is there 300 megawatts. Therefore, reserve capacity is equal to 300 minus 250, that is equal to 50 megawatts. And the next question is the cost per kilowatt hour generated. Here maximum demand is known, load factor is known, and hours in a year is known. Therefore, units generated per annum is equal to maximum demand 250 into 10 power 3. It is there in megawatts, so I am converting to kilowatt. Into load factor is already given 0.6, as well as number of hours of an year is equal to 8760 hours. That is equal to 1314 into 10 power 6 kilowatt hours. And annual fixed charges are already I said to you 10 percentage of 10 power 9. That is equal to 0.1 into 10 power 9. And annual running charges are 9 into 10 power 9 into 10 power 7. We already calculated previously. And total annual charges are 10 power 8 plus 9 into 10 power 7. That is equal to rupees 19 into 10 power 7. Then we have already total amount, calculated total amount as well as total number of units generated. Then if you take 19 into 10 power 7 total number of total amount by total number of units generated, it gives you rupees 0.14, or it is equal to 14 paisa. In the next problem, the annual working cost of power station is represented by formula A plus B into kW plus C into kWh. This is A is fixed charges, B is semi-fixed charges, C is running charges. Per kilowatt hour generation, this is the cost per this is cost per kilowatt hour generated into how many units it is generated. So C gives you rupees, 2 rupees or 5 paisa or something else per kilowatt hour into number of kilowatt hours generated. The same way B is fixed charge, semi-fixed charges. A is fixed charges. So we need to find A, B, C. In the question is asked that for a given problem, determine A and B and C. Okay, 60 megawatts for a 60 megawatt station operating at the annual load factor of 60 megawatt station plant capacity is 60 megawatts. Annual load factor is 50%. From the following data, capital cost of building and equipment is building and equipment means semi-fixed cost. This is semi-fixed cost. Capital cost of building and equipment, as well as the annual cost of this comes under running cost, and interest and depreciation of building and equipment is 10% per annum. 10% per annum is some data he has given. The annual cost of organization and interest of cost of site, this comes under fixed cost. So the A term can be find out from this 5 lakhs. So A is directly given, annual cost means directly given, that is 5 lakhs. You see here annual cost is annual cost of organization and interest on cost of site. So A is directly given, cost of fixed cost. This is called as a fixed cost. And B means semi-fixed cost, which is corresponding to building and equipment, interest on building and equipment. Here building and equipment cost is 5 into 10 for 6, but that's not an semi-fixed cost. Interest on that cost gives you semi-fixed cost. So therefore semi-fixed cost is equal to 5 into 10 for 6 into how much percentage it has given. Interest in depreciation building and equipment is 10% only given. Therefore into 0.1 gives you the cost of semi-fixed cost. That gives you B, value of B. B into 60 into 10 for 3. B into 60 into 10 for 3, because here maximum demand is 60 megawatts. 60 into 10 for 3 is equal to, what is the total amount given? Rupees 5 into 10 for 6. That is equal to rupees, B is equal to 5 lakhs divided by 60 into 10 for 3. That is equal to rupees 8.34. And next one is running charges. Running charges are directly given as 9,000. So C into kilowatt hour generated is equal to 9,000. C into number of units generated is 262. We already calculated here, 262.8 into 10 for 6 is equal to 90,000. There 9 lakhs. Therefore C is equal to 9 lakhs divided by 262.8 into 10 for 6 will give you rupees 0.0034 paisa rupees. The next problem, he has given a factory load of is having maximum demand of 1 megawatt as well as load factor of 50%. Two utilities are is having option to take power from two companies. One is private company as well as public company. So who will give the best economically? Who will give the cheap rate of power for the industry? We need to calculate according to the data. We have to calculate. If I use first one, whether it is beneficial or second one is beneficial. So in this problem, first you see the annual here load factor and maximum demand is given. Therefore, number of units generated or consumed by this load is given as maximum demand into load factor into number of hours. That is equal to 438 into 10 power 4 kilowatt hours. And public supply. Public supply. Out of these two companies, second one is public supply. You calculate easily. You can calculate annual fixed charges are here. You will see rupees 150 per kilowatt. Here, how many kilowatts is given? Maximum demand 1 megawatt means 1 into 10 power 1 into 10 power 150 into 1 into 10 power 3 is 1000 rupees. That is into 150. That gives you maximum demand charges as well as annual running charges are here given 15 paisa per kilowatt hour. Here these many kilowatt hours are there. For each kilowatt hour 15 paisa means 0.15 paisa, 0.15 rupees we need to pay. That is equal to 0.15 into 438 10 power 4 gives you 6,57,000. So total charges are 8,07,000 rupees. This is the cost for utilizing this much of power. So I can calculate same thing in second case for private industry. So here what he has given is annual fuel consumption is you see here 3.3 kgs per kilowatt hour generated. So here how many kilowatt hours are generated? 438 into 10 power 4 kilowatt hours. These many units are generated into 0.3 gives you number of kgs of coal used to generate this power. So how many kgs of coal is required for generating this power? 13 into 1.4, 13.14 into 10 power 5 kgs of coal is used. And the annual cost of fuel is for each kg of fuel, 1000 kgs of fuel cost 1600. So these many kgs of fuel cost how much cost? So that is equal to 13.34 into 10 power 5 into 1600 divided by 1000 gives you rupees 21 lakh 2400 rupees of fuel. In the same way, annual cost of repair and maintenance also they have given in terms of units. Here kilowatt you see the cost of repair and maintenance is rupees 0.005 per kilowatt hour generated. These many hours are generated into 0.00005 gives you annual cost of repair and maintenance. So this is the amount, as well as the annual wages also directly given, and annual interest and depreciation are 10% given here. So therefore 0.1 into 12 into 10.5 that gives you 1,20,000 rupees. Total annual charges are, if I have to add all these things, by adding all these things I got 22,94,300 rupees. So he has to calculate that particular consumer has to calculate from whom if I take power that will be beneficial for me. So in this case, if he takes power from public supply, it will be a better case to, because here only 8 lakhs he has to pay for his consumption, but here 22 lakhs 94,000. So everything is business. So you will think of going for public supply. That's all. Thank you. Morning to one and all. This is the last video of the Unit 6 Economics of Power Generation Tariff. In this video, we will discuss three more problems. An electrical supply company having maximum load of 50 megawatts generates 18 into 10 power 7 units per annum and supplies consumers have an aggregate maximum demand of 75 megawatts. The annual expenses including capital charges are here already given. Annual expenses are given. Here number of units generated in a year 18 into 10 power 7 is given, and for fuel rupees 90 lakhs is given. Fixed charges concerning to generation is rupees, and directly he has given fixed charges corresponding to generation are given as 28 lakhs. Fixed charges concerning to transmission distribution as 32 lakhs. So these two are directly given, and these are directly comes under fixed charges, as well as assuming 90% of fuel cost is essential to running charges. So running charges means fuel cost whole comes under running charges, but here given assuming 90% of fuel cost is essential to running charges. So 90% of fuel cost what he has given is 90 lakhs, and out of 90 lakhs 90% of amount is for fuel, remaining 10% is for fixed charges, direct meaning. So here for generation 28 lakhs directly given, fixed charges are, for transport and distribution 32 lakhs is given, as well as from fuel running charges are 90, remaining 10% charges are fixed charges. So rupees 0.1 means 10%, 0.1 into 90 into 10 power 5 is equal to 9 into 10 power 5. All this amount is comes under total fixed charges, rupees 69 into 10 power 5. But here he has asked us reduce a two-part tariff to find actual cost of supply to the consumers. Two-part tariff means maximum demand charges as well as per unit consumption charges, right? So maximum demand charges are always depends on fixed charges. Already fixed charges are given. Therefore, per maximum demand, for maximum demand, what is the charge we need to find? Here, aggregate maximum demand is given 75 megawatts. Therefore, this amount has to be distributed towards these 75 megawatts. Whoever may be the maximum demand users, maximum demand consumers. So this total amount fixed charges 69 into 10 power 5 divided by 75 into 10 power 3. That gives you rupees 92 per kilowatt hour of maximum demand. So previously what they did is per kilowatt hour maximum demand they have given some charge, and we need to find how many kilowatts of maximum demand is there and into multiplication. But here the maximum demand hours are given, but per unit of maximum demand, per kilowatt of maximum demand, what will be the charge? Reverse, question is reversed. And thing is, another difference is here generally fuel cost comes under, total fuel cost comes under running charges, but here only 90% of fuel cost comes under running charges, like that he said. So therefore, this 10% also we need to consider here in fixed charges. And next one is annual running charges. Remaining 90% comes under running charges. So 0.9 into 90 into 10 power 5 rupees, that is equal to rupees 81 into 10 power 5. Next, units delivered already given 18 into 10 power 7 units, but out of that 18 into 10 power 7 units generated, some of the units are lost because of transmission and distribution. 15% of kilowatt hours generated are lost. Therefore, what we can do is that number of units generated 18 into 10 power 7 into 0.85 gives you total number of units that is consumed by consumer. Remaining 15 units vanished because of losses. So that is equal to 15.3 into 10 power 7 kilowatt hours. This cost is to be spread over the units delivered to the consumer. That is equal to cost. What is the cost? What is the cost? 81 into 10 power 5 divided by these many units delivered. Therefore, 15.3 into 10 power 7, that is equal to rupees 0.053, that is equal to 5.3 paisa. So total tariff is maximum demand charges plus units for charge for unit consumption. Here, so what is the charge for maximum demand? Rupees 92 per kilowatt hour maximum demand plus 5.3 paisa per units consumption or kilowatt hour. This is a tariff you can decide. So we have a data, proper data with us. What is the consumption? What is the cost of everything? Fixed cost, running charges. We can find tariff. Next one is calculate annual bill of consumer whose maximum demand is 100 kilowatts. Power factor is 0.8 lagging and load factor is 60. Tariff used is 75 per kVA of maximum demand plus 15 paisa per kilowatt hour generated. Here 100 kilowatts maximum demand is given, load factor is given. So therefore, total number of units generated is equal to load factor into maximum demand into 8760 hours. That gives you total number of units generated or consumed. So for each unit it is 15 paisa into 0.15 gives you consumption rate, cost for consumption of kilowatt hours, units, total units. And also he has given maximum demand charges, but previous case it has been given that maximum demand charges are given in kilowatts, but here kVA. Here maximum demand is kW. kW means 100 kW means VI cos phi. Here cos phi is given, power factor is given. Therefore, VI cos phi divided by cos phi gives you kVA demand into 75 rupees gives you the tariff corresponding to kVA maximum demand. This is the number of units generated. As I said to you, maximum demand in kVA is equal to 100 divided by 0.8 gives you kVA. This is VI cos phi divided by cos phi gives you VI. That is nothing but kVA. That is 125. And annual bill is equal to maximum demand charges plus energy charges. Maximum demand charges are 75 per kVA into how many kVAs are there? Here 125 plus number of units generated into per unit cost is 0.15. That gives you annual bill. And next question is, a factory has maximum load of 240 kilowatts at 0.8 power factor lagging with an annual consumption of 50,000 units. The tariff is 50 rupees 50 per kVA of maximum demand, as we discussed earlier. Demand plus 10 paisa per unit. Same thing what we have did in the last problem, same thing. But thing is here, calculate flat rate of energy consumption. What will be the annual savings if power factor is raised to unity? Previous problem, same problem, that you consider it as in case 1, and we have to calculate here maximum demand in kVA power factor is equal to 300, annual bill is equal to same way we have to calculate, and flat rate per unit is equal to 40 paisa. If I first case, if I consider case 1 as a 0.8 power factor lagging, the flat rate for unit is 40 paisa. In the same case, if I replace 0.8 power factor by unity power factor, what happens? The annual consumption is 300. The annual bill is 17,000. So what will be the saving of amount? Here we are paying for same load, we are paying 20,000. Here we are paying only 17,000. So annual savings are 20,000 minus 17,000. That is equal to 3,000. That's all.